reminder for you. This is something which is very important, and this we think is going to be a game changer from a point of view of what we see, from a point of view of appropriating this exciting story as it unfolds for you. So, Varna Maalal, that is something which is a real journey in Tamil Nadu's history, culture and colors in terms of what we see, and that is something which I want to speak about a little bit in terms of, just to give you in terms of what this entire area is all about. The whole antecedents of this goes to our brand Chaitra Emulsion in terms of what is there way back in 2001. We launched this brand at this point of time where today there were very different set of products, and the whole story which we appropriated at that point of time was a story of affordability, a story which basically gave versatility to people in terms of looking at usage of a very different product, a story which unfolded in terms of giving people the flexibility in terms of what they could apply, and a range of properties in terms of what they could get from this wonderful product in terms of what is coming out. It was also the first time when we really looked at unfolding people to kind of come into an area from an unorganized brand to an organized brand for the first time, and that is something which was a very rich story at that point of time, how it folded. This story is all about the story of upgrade in terms of how people upgraded, and at that point of time people were using very basic finishes. The introduction of this product got in something which was a very big story in terms of how people in their own budgets could really afford a splendid product, which was really the emulsion at that point of time, what people used to call as plastic paint to that extent. And that started the whole innovation around how we could kind of get the customers to upgrade from what they were using to a product which was very durable and affordable in the whole sense in terms of what it made. And not only this, we looked at certain parameters which were very important from a customer point of view, and really kept on working in terms of what we could do in terms of really enhancing this entire proposition for the customer over a period of time. So while affordability was the baseline in terms of what was there, we added durability in terms of really looking at saying that this is something which will last people for a certain number of years. Not only this, we thought that the aesthetics of the brand are very important, and therefore we looked at offering more than 2,000 shades which is there in terms of which came in, which was the first time there was literally a revolution in terms of customer getting such varied choices in terms of what they could use in terms of looking at colors in their homes to that extent. And that really kind of gave the whole affordability story a very big direction and lens in terms of what they could kind of do with it. Not only this, we have been appropriating Chaitra over a period of time. It is a brand which has been with Asian Paints for decades to that extent, and every year we try to give it a different story. In fact, sometime back in the aesthetics, we also added shine to the brand, which is a little bit of a sheen, which kind of gives it a very different aesthetics in terms of how customers see it to that extent, and that is how possibly we looked at appropriating this brand. In the latest campaign, we looked at the whole story in terms of saying affordability is something which is definitely there, but the durability part comes in very strongly. So the whole story was about that the budget being small, but the warranty is something which is long in terms of what really comes in. So that's the campaign in terms of what we did. Let's take a look at that campaign, please. Faces which they adorn really in all the serials which come in. So I think this is really amazing in terms of what comes in, and this is really a great thing in terms of what will inspire people in terms of looking at adorning their homes. And I think all of you would be a big source of inspiration in terms of what comes in, and that is why all the three our celebrities are on the front, on the cover of this Varna Maalal, which comes in very strongly. So I think that's the Asian Paints Varna Maalal in terms of what comes for you, and I'm sure this is going to be very exciting in terms of what you see unfolding for Tamil Nadu. Stories of culture, stories of history, stories of color, which is so appropriate to this magnificent state.
Yes, and also to be associated with Asian Paints and Asian Paints Tractor Emulsion Varna Maalal. Actually, first கேட்கும்போது எனக்கு புரியல என்ன சொல்ல வராங்க. சரி வந்தாங்க, photos எடுத்தாங்க, போயிட்டாங்க. But yes, when I saw the final output of it, உண்மையிலே ரொம்ப இம்ப்ரெசிவா இருக்கு. Because எங்க வீடு நார்மலா ஒரு ஷேட்ல தான் இருக்கு. ஆனா இத்தனை ஷேட் பார்க்கும்போது எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. ஸோ எனக்கு எவ்வளோ ஈஸியா இருக்கும்போது நம்ம மக்களுக்கும் ரொம்ப ஈஸியா ஒரு கலர் ஷேடா இருக்கட்டும், கலர் காம்பினேஷனா இருக்கட்டும், நமக்கு என்ன வேணும் ஏது வேணும்னு உங்களுக்கு பார்த்து படம் போட்டே காட்டுதாங்க பாத்தீங்களா. ஸோ நமக்கு ஈஸியா இருக்கும் இல்லை, நமக்கு மட்டும் இல்லை, எல்லாரும் வீடு கட்டுறவங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஆசை என்னன்னா வீடு பார்க்கும்போது அழகா பியூட்டிஃபுல்லா இருக்கணும். ஸோ அது பியூட்டிஃபுல்லா ஆக்குறதுக்கு மெயின் திங் நமக்கு வீடு கட்டுறதுக்கு அப்புறம் பெயிண்டிங். ஸோ அந்த பெயிண்டிங் அந்த கலர்ஸ் பர்ஃபெக்டா இருந்தா அந்த வீடு ரொம்ப பியூட்டிஃபுல்லா இருக்கும். நம்ம வீட்டுக்கு போனோடனே ஒரு பாசிட்டிவ் வைப்ரேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு கன்ஃபியூஷன் இல்லாம ரொம்ப அழகா ஒரு பர்ஃபெக்ட் கைடு நமக்கு கொடுத்துருக்காங்க கலர் காம்பினேஷன். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு வேணும்னா கடைக்கு போயிட்டு ஏஷியன் பெயிண்ட்ஸ்ல ஹையர் வீட்டில் என்னென்ன காம்பினேஷன் இருக்கு நீங்க கேட்கணும், அப்போ கொடுத்துருவாங்க. சரியா? தேங்க்யூ.
Single, I am the Managing Director and CEO of Asian Paints. Today is a very great day for us. We are unveiling the Asian Paints Tractor Varna Maalal for the very first time. This is a shade guide which is based on Tamil Nadu's culture, history and color. Asian Paints has always seen that color brings a certain set of emotions, and we try to marry these emotions in terms of looking at the whole area of culture and the innovation around it in terms of what we can bring. So this is the first time we are unveiling this exciting shade guide which kind of harnesses shade combinations which can be a guide to people in terms of what they can use. It also is something which we are using TV serials as a very big source of inspiration which comes in along with the three main characters which kind of really adorn, which is Kayal, Nandini and Maneesha Mahesh in terms of from the popular serials which they kind of work in. And we feel that today this would be a gold mine for people to really get help in terms of how they can bring the tradition, culture of Tamil Nadu, take inspiration from the combinations in terms of what we have given and really adorn their house and make them beautiful for really everyone to really appreciate and really find something which is very, very unique for their homes.
So when you talk about paint selection, customer what they prefer? They prefer the colors or brand or qualities?
So I think what really happens is that the first source of inspiration when people really look at doing up their homes becomes the area of color. So the color becomes a very big source of inspiration for people, and that is what we have seen, that research has shown that the online researches are happening around color to that extent. Once they really appropriate the color, I think the brand which really comes to their mind is about the Asian Paints in terms of which is there. Our share of search is more than 80% in terms of what we see. So I think from the start, from a point of view of color, it appropriates to the brand in terms of how it appropriates, and then people look at in terms of how will that entire shade combination, those colors will come to their home so that they can really adorn them and really enjoy them.
In terms of Asian Paints, what about your share, brand, that you can?
So overall, I think as an organization, overall we have been leaders in the market for the last almost about 6 to 8 decades, and we have been kind of really been very, very strong in terms of the various initiatives in terms of what we are doing. Our entire imperative is to kind of look at what is the differentiated proposition which we can bring in the market, look at innovation which comes, especially I think the areas of color is very, very exciting for us. As I said, we have just unveiled the largest color system in the world in terms of looking at. So as we kind of keep on going, we want to kind of really keep on building our brand value, looking at legacy, trust and really building differentials and innovation in our game.
Thank you.